Good.
Lay it on them.
Lay it on. It's the fucking Bubby Podcast. Okay, it's fucking Bubbies Podcast. Bubby with an S. Bubbies. I can't stress that enough. You fucks. This is episode 3. Episode 3. We got a few things on. Yeah, we got a few things on the docket today. We got what are you talking about? Mods.
Hey, wait. Sorry, dude. Never mind. Go ahead. I'll tell you after.
Okay, we got a few things on the docket. We're gonna talk about mods. We're gonna talk about Cyberpunk. I also want to talk about some traveling photography tips because I need some. Because as you know, Catherine and I are going to England at the end of the year, so I'm gonna bring my camera with me to do some vlogs, do some photography. So I want some tips from you because you've been around the world and back with your camera. So
trying to live that influencer lifestyle, bro.
Yeah, bro.
See what that hustle's about.
I just want to go into different cities and I want to put pictures of my butthole on Instagram. Like, oh, look, I'm at the Buckingham Palace and then here's my butthole.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or, you could just, since you're traveling and you have a nice camera and you're going to be with your wife, you can just document the
My
trip
butthole.
and capture capture it and document it in a way that leaves you good memories. But, buttholes in different places is good too.
Right. I mean, just showing people that I've been around.
Show your kids one day.
Yeah, exactly. My grandkids show them like, hey, look, there's Grandpappy's butthole in fucking Stonehenge. What's up, man?
Was that it? Did we cover?
Yeah.
We covered all topics that. I just.
Yep.
You
I'm gonna let you take
my brain. You scrambled my brain at.
I think I scrambled my. Yeah, I scrambled my brain a little bit. I threw myself off track a little bit.
Get me all hot and heavy in here,
right?
bro.
I'm sweating. Okay, I'm gonna let you take it over from here, man. What do you want to talk to me about today?
Just something I thought about today, actually, recently, or not just today. I've been thinking about it, but I was thinking about it again today, and that's why I kind of decided. But yeah, I mean, I think we touched on cyberpunk before, and I think in our first podcast we talked about like some of the emotions or how we felt like when the game released, and I remember like we can talk about like that a little bit too, but one thing that I was thinking about was I remember when like a couple hours in and I was seeing how buggy it was and just not what I had thought it was going to be, what it was going for. I remember just thinking like, at least the modders, like if it does end up being this bad and like there's the story's just a lot different and like the gameplay and the city, like the night city itself, like what was said what it was going to be and how it was promised was like it was way different. But I remember thinking like the modders in a couple years could like probably turn this game into what it was in everybody's heads, like when they were thinking about it. And I saw a short like video on YouTube a few days ago of like a mod someone had made for it recently, and they added in like flying vehicles. So there's like a hover car and like a hover motorcycle, and they added like the sound effects for it and everything, and it sounds a little weird, like not what you would think it would sound like, but it sounds cool and it looks good and it like plays smoothly. But that reminded me, I was like, oh yeah, dude, I mean it's been like about a year, I think, right? A year since it released or more.
2 years now, almost, right? It released in December 2020,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I lost a whole year, dude. I forgot.
Yeah, we all did. Yeah, so just over a year and a half.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's getting to that point, I feel like the modders they hit like a groove there. They know how to work with the cyberpunk shit, and I think it's just going to get crazier. And that led me to think about and want to talk about like anybody who might be watching, if you're not like a PC gamer or you don't know the lingo or whatever. One of the best things and one of the things that got me into PC gaming was the ability to mod games. Like if you look at Skyrim or Oblivion, I guess Skyrim, everyone knows Skyrim. You know, the game is what you said it the other day, like 12 years old, I think, at
Yeah,
this
I think it's
point.
11 or 12 years old, man, and it's been released like 7 different times.
Yeah, well, it's been released 7 times, and they did the enhanced editions and shit. But what actually kept it alive was the modding. Definitely, what kept it alive was the modding community. And there's still a huge player base today, and they have the game. It's a completely, the way some people play, it's a completely different game than what Skyrim was. Like some mods are so crazy, they're complete stories, different stories on their own with like different areas and shit. And it's like, it's crazy what people can do. It's with Skyrim, at least, you're basically like buying or getting like DLC for free and like being able to play your game, and completely differently, or make it and shape it to how you want it. But yeah, games that do that, I feel like have a lot more potential to have a longer shelf life. If the devs can't keep making content for it, I mean, why not just give people the tools to mod it?
Right.
But yeah, but one of the things, anybody that doesn't know that about PC gaming, like, if that sounds interesting to you, it's check it out, look into it, because it's awesome. If you're a gamer and you've loved video games, you never done PC gaming and you don't know what that shit is, like, it's legit. You should definitely take a look.
Yeah, because I would say playing specifically Skyrim, playing Skyrim modded is almost like a completely different. It is a completely different experience than the vanilla like base game. Like you can do all the HD textures, 4K overhaul on everything, add more foliage, add less foliage.
Yeah, so you can still play the same game, like the vanilla game, but just improve the graphics like tremendously. Yeah, with and then textures and shadows and stuff.
Textures, shadows. You can do Thomas the Tank Engine as a dragon. That's always fucking fun. You can, if you like porn, you can do the nude mod where you can just do nudes all the time, and that's fun. You can make them do like funny sex stuff, and like there's a little something for everybody in the modding community, right?
Dude.
Whether you're you want a whole different Skyrim, or you just want to play a perverted sex sim that's within the realm of Skyrim. So it's fun. I like using mods. I wasn't a huge hugely into mods. Like I don't have like 1,000 hours of Skyrim because I fucking put on all these mods, but it is fun that you have that. Like Bethesda gives you the community that tool or the tools to mod the shit out of it. And that's kind of also what I'm excited about for Starfield too, because you already know that's gonna have a crazy modding community.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's gonna especially
I hope they do that.
Yeah, especially with all the planets that, because obviously Bethesda can only do so much, right? But when you put the tool in with the tools in the community's hands, it's gonna be insane, especially for the scope of that game. So, also before I forget, I seen there's a full-on co-op Skyrim mod. You play up with to 8 people. So you and I should do like a co-op play of Skyrim.
Dude, I'd be down.
You want to do? Yeah.
I seen people doing that like almost probably a couple years ago or more, but it wasn't guaranteed. It was kind of buggy, but I bet by now, if it's the same mod and they've been improving it, I bet it works great.
Yeah, it's like their official 1.0 patch for the mod, and it's fully functional.
If we would do that, if we would do a co-op Skyrim playthrough, I would probably only do it if we also modded some of the base game too.
Right? Well, yeah.
We can play fucking Fallout version of Skyrim, with a little more survival mechanics. Maybe there's I don't know. I'm sure we could compile a list of small mods that would shape it a lot.
Well, that's the thing is, does only one of us need the mods? Is it you host the server and then the person joining you? That's the thing that we need to find out.
That's how I would think it would be. You would someone would host the server, and they have to have the mods installed, and the other person should be able to just play it.
Right, and the person joining can see everything that you see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean,
we gotta see.
That makes sense in my head, but I don't know. Maybe that's not even.
That'd be dope. But yeah, because I don't know if it's maybe strictly just like the vanilla based game you can play co-op in, and it's like not, I don't know, powerful enough to do it with mods. I don't know, but we'll figure it out, and we should do like we should do like a let's play.
I'm down.
We can stream it. We can stream us playing Skyrim together, fucking people up. They said you can have PvP combat too. You can do PvP like matches, right? Doesn't that sound pretty sick?
That does sound sick. I'm up for it. So what else did I have on
Cyberpunk mods? Flying cars.
Cyberpunk. I mean, yeah, I said what I wanted to say about it. I mean, it's still, honestly, I haven't even beaten the game. I think I got like probably a quarter of the way through. But I feel like I don't want to play it again until, some really nice mods for it come out and I have a better graphics card, because I want to like be able to experience
What are you running right now?
the most epic version of Cyberpunk. I've got the 2060.
2060, yeah.
With Ryzen 5 3600. So it's not like it's a bad system. I can run it well if I lower the graphics settings and stuff. And there's probably even graphics optimization mods that, they probably with like just like Skyrim, they can help the optimization of the game.
Right.
And like
how big do you have an idea of how big the modding community is with CD Projekt Red? Like, there's
a lot of people that mod for those games, like The Witcher 3. Yeah, all the Witcher games actually have all had like a pretty solid modding base. But yeah, I usually go on Nexus mods. That's mostly what I use. And
they have their launcher. I think it's called Vortex.
Yeah, since that actually happened, it's not like I mod all the time, and I haven't modded in a long time, but yeah, I heard a lot of people didn't like that, and it made things a little more limited. And yeah, I don't know all the details, but
I think it's limited. I guess, I don't know. To me, I barely ever mod anything, so having that launcher makes it a lot like really simple.
Yeah.
So it's really like user friendly, which probably limits like experienced user, like veterans that have been modding for a long time. I'm always like, I don't ever mod that often. Like I was playing Star Wars KOTOR 2. And there's a modding community for that. And I fucking mod the shit out of the game, and it was tight.
Was it?
Yeah, it was super fun, dude.
I loved those games, dude.
Yeah, KOTOR 1 and even KOTOR 2. It came out like a year later, but
I liked
both of those
KOTOR 2.
So did I.
A lot of people didn't like the story as much, and I get like the story of the first one I think is better, but I was still more than satisfied with the KOTOR 2. I
actually think I played KOTOR 2 for the first time a couple of months ago when I was playing it, because I played KOTOR 1 and I remember everything about that game. But when I was playing KOTOR 2, I didn't know anything. And I'm like, none of this rings a bell to me. I was like, have I ever played this? And I don't think I ever did. I honestly don't think I've ever played KOTOR 2, even though it's like, I don't know, it came out in like 2003 or 2004. So it's like almost 20 years old at this point. And I've never even, I don't even think I realized there was a KOTOR 2. I only remember playing KOTOR 1, and that was it. And I remember even when I played KOTOR 1, I was too dumb enough to understand. So I just game sharked and had
game sharked it?
Yeah, game shark. So I was like max level off the bat. No. And I just ran through the game, just lightning people and one-shotting everybody.
Well, that's not fun.
It was fun because I got to see a great story, because the story is still fucking awesome. The story is great. It just like, I just didn't face any adversity.
Every hard encounter, even the boss fight, you just one-shot them?
Yeah, like for most of the game.
That's so bad.
Yeah,
I guess you probably finished it a lot faster than me. I finished. I remember like when I was young, when I first played the first one, and I remember just getting lost. Like I think it was like one of my first RPGs or assault, like that type of RPG, and having to keep track of notes and like have hints on where you're supposed to go, and like looking at the map. Like I would just get lost right on the first, like after you land on the planet, right after you finish the early tutorial and like
Mm-hmm.
get off the ship. Yeah, I would get lost in that fucking place and like the sewers and stuff too.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I think I only had to look up one guide on YouTube. I forget what planet I was fucking on, but I was like, it's just this planet where you're walking through all these corridors. It's one of the beginning planets you go to, and you like lose all your armor and you lose all your shit, and you're walking around civilian. And you're just doing like odd jobs and favors for people and turning tricks and betraying motherfuckers. Because you get like your ship is locked up and you're like you got to get your ship and all your shit back.
Yeah.
It's one of the beginning stages of the game after you like leave the tutorial, like you're on that mining planet, and after you leave that shit, it's like it was this other planet, and I was stuck on. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I was like, where am I? I feel like I'm running in circles. So I like looked up a quick guide that just set me on the right path that I needed to be on, and just to like further the story, and then from there, that's all the guidance I ever needed. But I didn't know where to fucking start. I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind
A lot of those older RPG games don't hold your hand as much as everything does now.
Yeah. I remember not liking the combat at first too, because it was like my first experience with like
Turn-based.
No, it's actually technically it's real time with pause.
Yeah, but it's turn-based though. I know what you mean. It's like real-time action, but it's like you have to like set move sets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't like it at first, but then it grew on me, and I did like it a lot.
It still holds up even till this day. I was playing KOTOR 2, and I was having a fucking blast. Also, because there was nothing to play. Like nothing was really out. I got bored of playing Apex.
Dude,
it was before Elden Ring came out. So that's when I was playing it. It was before so like a couple of months ago. And it was before Elden Ring came out. I just had nothing to play, and I was having, I was getting that itch to play something. And KOTOR 2 hold me fucking down, bro. It held me down so hard.
did you beat it?
No. I think I got like 3.
Are you still playing it?
No, I haven't played it, but I got like 3/4 of the way through the story. I got to like, I think I'm on the last planet. I'm fighting that one what the fuck is that guy?
Dude.
Yeah, he's all cracked, and I'm like he kept fucking me up.
Sith Lord on what's that planet? It's called not Taurus.
I think it's Coruscant.
No, it's not. Is it Coruscant?
I think it might be.
Damn.
But yeah, that motherfucker keeps fucking me up.
Yeah, he's good.
And then
he's powerful. He's scary too.
Also so there was a bunch of cut content for KOTOR too. They had to cut like 8 hours out of the game, or like I think it was like 8 hours and then maybe like a few planets, but it was still in the game files. So modders unlocked, pulled them out and made them playable and like finished it up like what they started. So it adds like a bunch of extra content to the game.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, right? And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool.
That is cool. Damn, dude.
But no, I didn't beat it.
9 minutes.
Yeah, we got 9 minutes. It's fine.
I'll grab my water when we hit the break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those games, but that's cool that even games like that, if you can play them again and then you can mod them. I mean, if you hadn't already modded, and then you might get a different experience, but it's still it's dope.
Right.
And then I was going to tell you about this game. I think I texted you about it a couple days ago, but I picked up a game called Revenant from Ashes, and it's a sick game. It's like a combination. I was trying to think about it. It's like Dark Souls combined with like Resident Evil style third-person shooter. And it's Souls-like in like, you have a stamina management, and rolling is like a pretty important thing to like dodge certain attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got little checkpoints that are similar to like bonfires, but I guess they have what's it called, like procedurally generated areas, and then you can do like dungeons with friends, like get a group. I think you can have like 3 or 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
You get a bunch of different gear. They have different like class types. You can, be someone who runs, you're like a fighter with like a shotgun and like a sledgehammer, and you specialize in like close combat, or you can be like a sharpshooter or marksman. But yeah, that game is pretty dope. I haven't played a whole lot, but you should check it out. That might be something we can fuck around with for a little bit.
I'm down.
And then, but dude, the Steam summer sale just ended. I was sad, bro. All these games that
Did it just end for real?
Yeah, it ended today at 10, I think.
I had a bunch of games in my cart that I was gonna wait till this Friday when I got paid. I was gonna buy a bunch of fighting games because a bunch of the fighting games I saw were like $3-4, and I was like, damn, yeah,
you
they're
missed
all
your
like
chance,
50 to 80% off, and I was just like,
yeah, I bought so many games. It was ridiculous. I do that every sale, and but I probably spent. Oh, actually, no, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, there was this other game I was gonna tell you about. It's interesting. I don't know if you'd like it, but I think it's fun. It's called Kinshi, and it's like pure RPG, except it's a RTS style. So you start out and you're in this post-apocalyptic world with like a couple different alien races and humans, and there's a bunch of wildlife that roams around and can kill you like easily. And you start out and you are like weak as hell, and you're not like some special hero or some special person. You're just a normal person. And I guess there's a couple different like starting campaigns or like class types that would change that a little bit. But yeah, it's just funny, like some of the shit, like your guy, you can get like knocked unconscious, or like if you get attacked and you die, sometimes you don't die, like you get knocked out. And then some NPCs that are like in the world, like roaming around, could like pick you up, and if they're slave traders,
pick you up and fuck you.
you get raped and turned into a slave.
Yeah.
But no, you actually like they'll capture you and like enslave you, and then you have to like break out, or or your guy will just get trapped and you'll be stuck, and you'll be like, well, that's the end of this journey.
Cool,
I can't
fun
do
game.
anything else. Yeah, but it's super realistic in that sense. It's like hardcore as hell, but there's also like a lot of fun things that could happen. It's way different than anything I've seen or played before, but it's unique, and it's
That's an indie title, right?
Yeah,
I imagine so. It's RTS. Usually most RTS games are
created by one dude too.
That's pretty nuts.
I know.
That's cool. Yeah, you've been on an indie hype lately. I gotta get on that hype, man. I gotta get on an indie hype because all I fucking play is AAA games. I'm fucking getting sick of the bullshit,
Yeah, I feel you. There's some awesome indie games, dude. And there was so many for like $3, $4 on Steam. Yeah, but I can talk gaming for hours, and I think that took up most of the first half of our podcast.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you want you want to get some tips for travel photography.
Yes, I want to get some travel photography tips because, as you know, my wife and I are going to England in December. We're going to be there for Christmas and New Year's. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a blasty blast. I'm going to meet my wife's parents for the first time, which is kind of nuts. Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
I mean, meeting them in person for the first time.
Yeah, meeting them in person for the first time because we got married through the pandemic and we couldn't go see them and stuff like that. So, I just haven't met him yet. But it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna bring my camera. We're gonna do some vlogs. She's from England, as you guys can tell, because I said her family's from there. Jesus Christ.
Kelly turned her into a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, I turned her into a U.S. citizen. I gave her that cuisine card, that nice cuisine card that you can eat at JJ North Buffet. But yeah, so I need some photography tips because not only does this camera do video, but it actually takes some hell of photos.
Takes good pics, good snaps.
Yeah.
Well, you know, obviously, dude, I'm not a professional travel photographer, and
Yeah, you are.
I'm not a influencer on social
Yeah, you are.
media.
He has
And
13 million
I
followers.
haven't done like extensive traveling and like photography or photography combined with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have done, I did spend like 3 months in Portugal, and my wife and I were definitely
The Portugal vlog.
taking a lot of photos, taking a lot of videos and stuff. Um, oh yeah, the Portugal. Well,
Yeah,
it
it's
wasn't a
called.
vlog, but I made a little video on my YouTube channel like 4 years ago, I think now at this point. That was just a
It's called Dream, right? Portugal Dreams.
Portugal Dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool video. I like that video.
Thanks, man. I put a lot of time into it. It was an emotional thing for me too, a little bit, because 3 months is a long time, and there was a lot of ups and downs while we were there, and like some struggles and some challenging things. We were backpacking a lot of it, and we had a budget that we tried to stretch way too thin for like, it wasn't like a not a lot of money, but for that long, it made us be way more conservative and like limited to
Frugal.
certain things. A lot more frugal. But yeah, I can try to give you some tips, or and anybody else that might be interested. But first, like, tell me some specific stuff that you might want. But we gotta talk about it after the break, though, because Zoom's about to cancel us.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll be right back, everybody. This is the fucking
Oh
Bubby
no,
Podcast. The Bubbies Podcast. I keep saying it without the S, but it's the Bubbies Podcast.
Bubbies, bro, come on. You
I know
get
we've
on
been
my
calling it.
case about
We've
butchering
been
it.
calling it the Bubby Podcast for the last 2 podcasts in a row.
The Bubbies podcast.
Bubbies Podcast. Bubbies Podcast. It's your 2 favorite Bubbies.
Bubbies.
There you go. We're almost in sync on that one. Um,
Almost.
yeah, almost. So
Almost
yeah.
gay too. Not quite.
Not quite. Okay. Travel photography tips. Should I get a tripod?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I want to do some night photography. I want to do some street photography. I want to do some vlogs. It'd be really nice if I can. It's nice that my gimbal has a little tripod like base to it, so I can set up like small little shots, which is nice. But I have to be like, to get it at eye level, I have to be like have something to set it on that's eye level, right? But
Yeah, you should definitely get. I mean, that thing is cool. Don't get me wrong, but you're definitely gonna want a dedicated tripod.
right.
And they have travel tripods, ones that fold up really small, that are really lightweight, especially if you get something that's like carbon fiber as
Mhm.
opposed to like aluminum. It really cuts back on the weight, and there's some small enough that could fit easily into like a backpack, and you'd hardly notice it.
Yeah. Here, this is my situation I got going on.
That's your
That's my camera bag.
camera bag right there.
Yeah. It's a
Is that
sling
like a
bag.
shoulder? Yeah, sling bag.
Sling bag. Here's my gimbal in here. I had to do some modifications to it because or else the gimbal wouldn't fit with the camera, but now I can get it to fit. It's really nice. I can conceal it. It has a little pullover tab. So I don't have to like try to re-zip it with one hand if I have the camera in. I just has like a little pull tab.
I like
Yeah.
that.
And then
Is
I
it
can just
magnetic
open
or
it.
something?
No, it's just like see if I can. No, it's completely dark. But
It's kind of dark right there.
yeah,
Oh
pull
yeah, I
tab.
see.
Yeah, and then I just fling it over and it
Oh, and
kind of
latch it
shuts
in.
it. Yeah, it
Okay.
latches in, so I don't have to
Zip it up and worry
zip it up
about
with one hand,
things flopping out.
Exactly. So
Or someone being able to reach in and like steal something when you're not looking.
exactly. So
Yeah.
it's pretty sick. It's like a nice bag. I
I
like
like
it.
it.
Cool. Stealthy.
Um,
But I can hook so yeah, the reason why I brought this up, I can hook a tripod onto the bottom of it. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
need to get something.
That'd be a good little setup.
Right?
And then can you fit a couple of your lenses in that bag too? I mean, it looks like you still
I
have a
can
good amount of
if I
space.
don't have the gimbal in.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess if you're trying to vlog a lot, then you might be carrying that shit often. So, but yeah, the tripod would fit right there on the bottom.
Right there on the bottom. Yeah. So I think if I'm doing like a photography day, I would go out with, but I only have 2 lenses really. I mean, I have 3 lenses. I have the kit lens, that pancake lens, and then I have the 10 to 18, and then now I have the 11. So they're all kind of like wide angle lenses, you know.
The kit lens that you have, isn't it like it's like 18 to
I think 35.
35, right?
Yeah, I think it's
And
either 16 or 18, but
is it
it's
the
up to
little
35.
pancake one that like has the zoom that like the like you'll see the actual
Zoom ring?
uh it's like a power zoom, right? Or something like that, I think
Yeah.
is what it's called. And that part of you don't have a lot of light right there, but
Yeah.
wait,
It's nice.
do you have light it up so that I can actually see it? I want to see if it's the one I had. Okay. I think it looks different than the kit lens I had. So maybe oh no, yeah, it is the same, but your shit's like locked, retracted out. It's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah, I know. I gotta put it back in and Yeah,
Usually,
it's
because when anytime I would use it, like when you turn the camera off, that zoom portion would be like it would retract back in automatically, and then if you
it,
turned it on, it would pop out. But
I definitely
yeah,
need to do that for me.
that's a good little lens. That I carried that when I was on Sony. I carried that. I think that was the only lens I had. Actually, no, I had that, and then I had a vintage Canon. I don't want to say vintage, but like an old Canon film lens, from like the 70s or 60s.
Pretty
That
vintage.
I got on eBay for like fucking a little, like around $100.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 50 mil, but on the crop sensor it was more like a 75. So I
Uh-huh.
had the kit lens and I had that lens, and the kit lens was like my main video and main photo lens. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a good one. But I would say if you have I mean, I don't know, if I don't know if you're planning on selling or what tips in general that you're looking for, but if you're the one things that popped up in my head when you were like, "Oh yeah, I might need some tips for travel photography," was that typically you want to try to keep your kit like light and small, and if that also means like picking the lenses that you go with wisely. Like you want to make sure you have enough lenses to cover the focal ranges that you'd like to shoot at, or that you think you'd be taking a lot of photos at if you're going to a new
Mm-hmm.
place. I think a wider angle lens would definitely, uh, you want one of those. A lot of people like the 10 to 18. Your 11 millimeter prime is like an ultra wide, and it's not as versatile as you'd think for like for travel shots, like, or if you're taking pictures of Catherine, or
Mm-hmm.
portraits. It's gonna look a little weird because it's so wide and things can like
Yeah,
not warp,
it's like
but
more landscapey kind of stuff for how wide it is.
right, or like astro photography. I bet it's a good astro lens. Um, but yeah, if it was me, I'd carry probably like 3 primes or 3 lenses, and have the wide angle, have the slightly wider, but something that's like a 23 millimeter, or like
Mm-hmm.
a 35, and then maybe like a zoom lens for video that's stabilized, and can go wide enough for you to vlog, but also zoom in far enough to probably something like an 18 to 35, or
Mm-hmm.
a 18 to 70. I think Sony has an 18 to 70. I'll send you
Yeah,
the lens that
I
I'm
think they have a 16 to 35, and I think they have a 24 to 70, I think, or 20 to 70.
uh a lens you probably want to look at if you're going to be doing a lot of video. All the Sony users that were on like the A60 A6000 series cameras was the 18 to 18 to 105 or 18 to 70. But it's like it's a power zoom, but the lens will zoom out without like a physical element of the lens like extending out. The lens
Mm-hmm.
stays the same size the whole time. So if you zoom
Yeah.
all the way in or zoom all the way out, it's still the same size, and it's also image stabilized. And if you already have in-body image stabilization, the stabilized lens works in tandem with the in-body image stabilization.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be really smooth, even if you, or smoother, probably that could get you away from needing like a gimbal to shoot vlog style shit.
Here, I'm gonna screen share this with you. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you buy me that?
Nope.
Pretty
That's
please?
their full frame lens.
Yeah, you can put it on an APS-C though.
Yeah,
It's an
but
E mount. It's still an E mount.
it is an E mount, but it's not going to be the same. It's not the same focal range. It's not a. That's 24 to
Okay.
70 full frame for you, and a 2.8 for you. That would be like a 35 to 100 or something like that,
Uh-huh.
35 to 90, and it would be a stop slower. So it'd be like from a 2.8 to a 3.6 or 3 point.
Be something crazy, huh?
And why the fuck would you spend that much money on a lens?
Because I'm bougie.
Well, if
It's
you want my
G-Master,
tips,
nothing.
it would be don't be stupid with, if you had the money and you can afford it and like you're doing shit, sure, but there's equivalent lenses that you could get that are way fucking cheaper and probably just as good optically.
Yeah.
Sony's not notorious for making like
The best lens.
high quality lenses. They don't get me wrong, they have some really nice ones, but it's not like consistent throughout their whole. And obviously like it's not just because like they have cheaper lenses for for some people that can't afford expensive ones, and the cheaper ones are obviously just not as high quality as the expensive ones. But it's not, no, it's like some of their expensive lenses aren't very great either,
Mm-hmm.
compared to other things that you could find. So, be really picky with, if you're going to start fucking spending that much money on camera lenses, like learn how to shoot that focal length first on a cheaper lens to see if you even like using a lens like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like this lens right here from Fuji. This is the same like equivalent focal length to that, and it's a little bit of a beefier lens, but it's a zoom lens, and it's the zoom range it covers is like what like YouTube photography and video people would call like an what's it called? It's just super versatile in that it goes wide enough to cover a lot of stuff, like to get a good field of view, and then it also zooms in enough to be able to also like take a nice portrait and like isolate a background or isolate a subject or
Yeah.
compress the background a little bit. But it's also, people will call it boring too, because it's not like it's not inspiring, since you don't have to like move around. You can just get lazy with your photography.
Just shoot from across the street.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not like, don't get it wrong. It's not like a telephoto lens, but it zooms in enough to
Yeah.
do some stuff. But
Yeah, I mean, dude, fuck those people. You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a shit if like, as long as the picture looks nice, right? It doesn't matter if you got it in someone's face or you fucking shot it from across the street.
yeah,
You
no, it's
want to
more
catch
so
someone
just
in their natural habitat, you know?
it's more so just photographers and video people themselves saying they don't like, it's a good workhorse of a lens, like for work especially, but in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like enjoying your photography or like getting creative,
Oh, I see
it
what you mean.
doesn't make you creative,
Yeah.
basically.
So like if you're shooting a wedding and you're in the back and you just need a close-up shot of like the bride and groom, you can just zoom in and get that close-up.
Yeah, exactly. And with this lens, there's that going for it, but it's also like one of Fuji's sharpest lenses, period, and sharp throughout the entire zoom range, which is not really common for those types of lenses. Even ones that are really expensive and they have that range, and the 2.8 aperture or like an f2, they definitely have like spots that you'll notice are softer versus there's the what's it called, the sweet spot of a lens in terms of what zoom length and what aperture to get the sharpest image that lens combined with your camera can get.
Right.
But with that lens, it's like anywhere you shoot it at almost all apertures, it's just incredibly sharp. So, and that was a pricey one, and I had to like really debate, like, do I want it? I got it used though, so it was a lot cheaper, and I got a good deal on it. But even after I got it, I was like, man, this is super nice, and I like it. But do I need to keep it? Am I
Right.
gonna use it? But I decided to. I really like it because it's got good autofocus, and since Brielle, since she's
Moves around a lot.
moving around a lot, yeah, it's harder to get shots in focus if I'm manually focusing or using a lens that doesn't have as good as autofocus. But yeah, that's fun. Sorry, what other tips would you like? You asked about the tripod, but I bet you've got some other more specific things you were wondering about. Maybe I can help. Like I said, I'm not a fucking, I'm
Yeah,
not an expert,
I don't literally have, that was it. That was literally it for me. But I have a funny story. I remember when Catherine and I first started dating, we went to like a Friendsgiving kind of thing with all of her friends, and I brought my Fuji, and I took probably like 600 photos of this house party. And it was really fun with the Fuji. Yeah. And
the Fuji.
Yeah, the Fuji. The X100V. That's what I had at the time. And it was super cool. And this chick that was at the party, she tried to give me a gig shooting at her wedding.
Really?
Yeah, she tried to give me a gig shooting at her wedding because she was like, "Oh my God, these pictures turned out so great. Oh my God, they're so lovely shots. Like, can you shoot for my wedding?" And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I just dipped my toes into photography. You want me to have you shoot your wedding, lady? No thanks. One, I only have a Fuji fucking X100V with a fixed lens, so I'm not going to get it like the close-up shots that you want unless I'm like right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have had no business being there shooting a wedding.
Dude, no business at all. It's like, look, I am not a professional. I picked this up as a pandemic hobby. I picked this up during the pandy, and I can't fucking shoot. I can't fucking shoot any type of anything. I just get lucky out of maybe like 100 pictures that I take. There's like one or two that I like.
Yeah, and so a keeper now and again.
Yeah, I get a couple of keepers when I go out shooting. And it's whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, I was like, dude, you're fucking tripping.
Funny, dude.
And she had this huge. We just went to her wedding in May. She had a huge fucking wedding on this like 70-acre vineyard in Napa, which like this, I guess it was just the widow of one of the guys that started on Oracle. He made Oracle with him and some co-founders. Whoa. And she's like worth like billions of dollars. And we were at her house, and I guess she's like family friends from the groom. And yeah, we were at her summer home because she lives in SF. So it's her summer home in Napa. One of them, she had like a $7-8 million statues. She had like a whole groveway. She had like a labyrinth where you can like sacrifice children. It was crazy, dude. It was nuts. It was hella funny because it was like a labyrinth, right? And it's like you could tell like some sacrifices has happened here. Me and all the fucking boys would just go up there to shotgun beers. And we just be shotgunning beers, over like probably the graves of dead children. I don't know, but it was fun. That was the night that I ripped my pants. For those of you who don't know, maybe I can throw a picture up on screen if I can. I fucking full on ripped my pants. Like
at the wedding?
At the wedding. And me, I'm a commando. I go commando. And that's probably too much information for everybody. But I've been going commando for years now. It's my thing. It's my trademark thing. And my pants split maybe 2 hours after getting there. So I think we got there at like 4, and my pants split at 6:30, and we didn't leave till 1. So
was your ass cheek hanging out, or like?
I mean, dude, it was insane. So what I did,
butt hairs all over the venue, or what?
So what I did is I just took my sports coat and I tied it around my waist, so it would at least cover my ass cheeks from the children.
There you go.
It was a family wedding, so there's like adults, kids, everyone was there. So
yeah,
it was insane. Actually, it was really funny. I seen this kid. He was so like we were on this like patio area, and then next it dropped off like a level, and then there was like the yard, and there was a tree, and there was this little kid taking a shit behind the tree because he like thought he was hiding from everybody out on the yard. But where he was taking a shit was where everybody was getting wine on the patio. So you just see this little kid pull down his pants, start dropping a deuce. And then his mom comes, finds him, and pulls him up as he's like shitting. It was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Because he was like looking out at the yard, but not realizing like what the fuck was behind him.
Was there bathrooms there?
Yeah, there was bathrooms there. Yeah. They worked great. There's bathrooms. They had their own like bar that you can just come up and like pull on the tap yourself and get beer.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
He was probably telling his mom earlier, like, Mom, I gotta go to the bathroom. But she was like, not right now. You gotta hold it.
Yeah, you gotta hold it.
Then he felt it coming, dude, and he panicked. So he's just like, okay.
He's like, I gotta
the coast
shit,
is clear. Dude. He was like, that shit was hedgehogging at that point. That's why he didn't turn around to look behind him to see if the coast was clear there. He
was dude. It was poking out. He was prairie dogging it, bro.
Yeah, man.
It was crazy. I just looked down. I just seen this little white kid shit, and I'm like, oh my God. I thought we were at a classy, established event. Everyone here is like friends with the governor and like just crazy high up like CEOs and rich people, and it's just like and that was the wedding that she wanted me to be the photographer at.
Oh God!
No fucking way! And luckily, she got a photographer, and it was actually the same photographer that shot at Catherine and I's wedding. So we already knew her. And so she came through with like the strap, and she had 2 cannons hanging down her fucking thing, and she was
leather
like,
strap.
Yeah, the leather straps. Like how like you can have them for guns, but
that's funny because when we went to Alyssa's friend's wedding, I almost positive the same photographer did her wedding too. That lady's big around here. She must get hell of
yeah, she's booked. She's already booked. We were talking to her, Catherine and I. She's already booked all the way to like through 2024.
Damn.
For weddings. So she's crazy. Out here really doing it.
Yeah, she's hustling.
Yeah, so it was a fun wedding, but I was like,
story, bro.
No way you're gonna have me fucking shoot. Yeah. I ripped my pants. I'll throw a picture of it. Hopefully we don't fucking get taken down on YouTube because you can see my asshole. I mean, you can't see my asshole, but you can see my ass cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who would say that is either one, they were just like, I don't know, because I can see people doing that, like having their friends shoot their weddings, but I feel like they don't maybe they're not thinking in that moment. Like, you don't want, if you want to remember that day, or you want to like have memories of that day, you want like the best pictures you can possibly get.
Well, yeah, so, I also thought like I didn't think the wedding was gonna be what it was. I mean, it was the most high profile, classiest wedding I've ever been to. It was on a fucking multi-million-dollar platform house on 77 acres with multiple houses on the estate. It was an estate, and there's one whole house, and it was all just bedrooms. There was no living room, nothing, just bedrooms. It was supposed to be a gentleman's club to go fuck whores.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it was
Gavin Newsom was probably there.
Yeah, who knows? But it was insane. And I was like, so I thought when she asked, I was like, oh, it's like a budget thing. Like you're asking me because like I'm not going to charge you any money. I don't know shit about anything. But then I go there, and then we get there. It's the highest, classiest wedding. Like, why are you trying to save money on me? You're on an estate getting married right now. Yeah, at least you don't want me for this.
Yeah. She was just going to get the pictures from you for free, but they had already hired the best photographer in the Bay Area. She just wanted, she wanted to see, it was actually a test. She was just trying to see, how much her money's getting her. No, like how much diminished returns, because this random guy that she just met who has a little toy, cute looking camera.
Point and shoot.
Yeah, he took these great photos. Now I want to see how much his photos are different than the fucking photographer I'm paying $4,000 for to shoot my wedding.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then she was gonna be like, "Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. You sucked. I don't want any of those
Right,
photos."
right. So that's why I didn't even. That's why I was just like, Kelly is. What the fuck is this? The pictures that I
Uh,
took at that Friendsgiving were cool though, because we were just in a house. So we were in and we were in like a tight quarters. You know what I'm saying? So I can just come up, do portraits of people while they're drunk as fuck, and
Yep.
it was easy that way because we're just in like a house. We're like in a confined space. But
Yeah.
yeah, we
I
to
like
take.
doing that from time to time.
It's fun. It's fun to take a point and shoot to a party and just like take
Mm-hmm.
pictures of people because it's like it's just so easy and accessible. You just walk around with it on your hand, just take pictures while they're drunk, and people fucking love it.
Yeah, bro. Um, yeah, I mean, the only other, uh, I don't know if I finished my thought on the. I'll give a few more travel photography tips. Keep a small, obviously a small kit, a small camera, smaller lenses if you can. It's nice to have a tripod. You don't always need a tripod, but if you want to take photos of you and Catherine and there's nobody else around to do it, having a tripod is clutch. If you wanted to do a time lapse, which a lot of people like doing when they're traveling, you're going to need that tripod. And fucking like night photography. If you go out into the
Mm-hmm.
wilderness at some places and you're trying to take photos of the stars, and it's gonna be a long exposure shot, and it needs to be like absolutely still. So if you don't have a
Mm-hmm.
tripod, you can't do that. Um, yeah, the other thing is yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's it. All I really have to say. I was gonna try to come up with something
Dead
clever, but
air.
I was gonna come up with something clever, but at the end of the day, there's no fucking rules
Yeah, no,
to travel photography.
it's all good, dude. It's all gravy, baby. It's okay. What's up? Do you have any like fun, wacky like photography like stories you can tell our audience, tell our people, tell our thousands and thousands and millions of adoring fans?
Yeah, I do. It's a horrible story,
Tell
actually.
us about the
Well,
time that you shoved the
horrible
camera
event.
up your ass. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, many attempts, but never successful. Um, that's why I'm gonna buy the XE4 because it's Fuji's smallest camera. So I think it's got really good features.
Yeah, was a colonoscopy feaster.
um yeah, so I bought a used camera like last year around March. That was like a slight upgrade from what I had. It was a good deal, and I figured I could sell the one I have and
Mm-hmm.
then pick this up, and I'll almost break even, which compared to their MSRP prices, it was a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick up the camera, and my wife and I go on I think it was like our baby moon, a few months after Alyssa found out she was pregnant. And then yeah, so we're on this baby moon, and we go down to
Wait, hold on. For me and also the audience, what the fuck is a baby moon?
Like before the whoever's before the woman starts getting like super pregnant and can't like go out and around and do like a bunch of things, before they might start getting sick or getting tired or
Woozy.
losing their certain amounts of mobility because of how big their stomach is. It's like, I know I had never heard of it either, but yeah, it's just a funny way of saying a little vacation before,
Oh, like a honeymoon.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a spin on honeymoon.
I thought, honestly, dude, I thought like you're like this is the first full moon. She's like ovulating. We went out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I thought it was. Like I was
When
like a baby
babies are
moon's like
concepted, we went down
under
there
the full
to
moonlight.
fuck and
Yeah,
get her
you
pregnant.
only fuck at the first full moon.
No. So we're down in Davenport, and I bring my new camera that I had just bought, and I actually had listed my other one up for sale on like Facebook Marketplace or something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we're driving and we see this trail. So we stop. It was like we're actually right in Davenport, like right across the street from a super small town, right on the coast. There's beaches nearby. So we saw this trail that would lead downhill and like go to one of the beaches. So we're going down and we're having a bunch of fun. I've been taking like photos a big portion of the trip, and we found these like train tracks. The trail led to these train tracks, and we like stopped there and took a bunch of cool photos. And it was just a really nice day. Everything's like going perfectly. We get down to the beach, and it's like almost empty. There's actually two sides that's like kind of divided by this freshwater canal that's like there was this tunnel, and there's a bunch of water coming from the tunnel or from the stream feeding into the ocean. So you had to like kind of cross it a little bit to get to the other side of the beach. That's where we went. There was nobody there for like, it was probably like a mile and a half long stretch of beach. And I'm taking some video clips, I'm taking some photos, having a good time. And Alyssa, she was like, hey, why don't you like put your camera down for a little bit and like, and just enjoy the time, like be present with me, come on, blah blah blah. And I set my bag down, and we're like all the way up against this cliff, like this rock face, and the water's like way out there. There's waves coming in, but it's nothing crazy. So we're sitting there for a little bit, and I think we did like a little meditation, like a couple-minute meditation or something. And then Alyssa's a huge fan of like ASMR, right? So I'm thinking like, oh, I've got my audio recorder. Like, let me take some recordings of like the water rushing up, like on the beach. Like you hear the swooshy sounds, and like when the foam starts like fizzling out, it makes like a cool noise. So I was like trying to capture all this audio, right? So I've got my field recorder and I've got my little microphone, and I'm fucking getting up next to the water and like recording the sound of the waves and stuff. And the water's coming up, and I don't want to get wet, so I'm like running back, and then I'll like go back out and wait for the next wave. So I do that for a couple minutes, and then all of a sudden, like the water starts coming up, and I'm like running, and I'm like, oh shit. And it doesn't stop. It just fucking keeps on coming. This giant wave, rinsed all the way up the shore. The water, it was like probably like 5, 6, maybe 7 inches of water that went up. My backpack is there on the floor, open, and my camera was on a tripod, or it was on the ground or on my bag, right? The water covers everything. There's not a speck of sand on the beach that is visible, because everything's covered in water.
Yeah.
And it goes down, and Alyssa was closer to my bag, so she immediately grabs it and like picks it up. But since it's open, a bunch of my fucking lenses and equipment all fall out into the sand. And right as that happened, here comes wave number 2, comes all the way up, covers everything. I see like my lenses tumbling once the water is like going down. I see my lenses like tumbling in the water.
How'd you feel in that moment? How'd you feel in that moment? Did your heart drop?
I was panicking, bro. I was like freaking out like crazy, because it took me a while to like obtain all the shit, and like spent a bunch of money. And I just spent a bunch of money on that. Not a bunch of money, but a good amount of money for me at the that camera. Oh yeah, the camera was got covered, and then picked it up. I'm scrambling, trying to grab everything so it doesn't get washed out. And then I dropped it again. The fucking water comes. I think the water came up 2 or 3 times, right?
And you just fumbled it, huh? You goofed it.
So by the time we got off of that portion of the beach to where the water was not getting up to, I realized fucking one of my lenses that I had recently picked up that was like $400 was gone. And I was like digging through the sand looking for it. and then a bunch of I didn't know if any of my shit was going to work because I thought it was all going to be waterlogged. The camera itself is weather resistant or like splash proof, but that doesn't mean it's fucking waterproof.
It's fucking wave proof,
and it's seawater.
It's not high tide proof.
On electronic components, like salt water and electronic components are not, like, that shit will corrode it. So even if like it seems like it's fine, like immediately, like, your electronics are probably going to corrode like really quickly after. Right. So it wouldn't last long. But so my phone got destroyed. My camera got destroyed. I had it a total of like 4 or 5 days. It was practically brand new too. The guy I bought it from hardly used it.
What camera was it?
It was the XH1. A little bit like chunkier version of this camera with the Fuji's first camera that they've released with image stabilization. But so the camera got ruined. I lost the lens. And yeah, it was fucking heartbreaking, miserable, because everything was perfect up to that point. The trip had been going so great, and then that happened, I think the day into our trip of like 4 days or 3 days. Yeah, so I was just really fucking bummed. I didn't have a camera for the rest of the trip. Alyssa felt really bad, so to like make me a little happier, she bought me a little disposable Fuji film film camera. Yeah, that's
sweet of her. That's good that she did it, because it's as we all know from the story, it's her fault. So it's good that she did that for you.
Yep, she picked up my bag, and that's why all my lenses fell out. No, it was my fault because I didn't fucking close that shit, dude.
No, it's not her fault.
I probably wouldn't have lost the lens, but maybe if the camera was in the backpack, it probably would have been fine too. But you live and you learn. The moral of the story is don't take your camera
to the beach.
Actually, it's not that. It's don't be a dumbass and make sure to put your gear in your bag and close it when you're not using it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I remember you telling me that. I remember I think I remember you buying that camera. Where was I still at our last place when you did that?
Was I still working there? I think it was right around the time you left Rimini.
Because I remember you, because didn't you buy that for Alyssa for her birthday? No, I remember you getting her a Fuji camera for her birthday, right?
Yeah, I got her the Xt20. This little thing right here.
Right. Yeah.
Here, let me get a little close up, a little closey.
Yeah, good. There we go.
It's a tiny little compact thing. I've got this big chunky lens on it right now, but
yeah, you do.
No, it's good. It's like the cheaper. It's like very similar to mine, like almost all the same specs, except for like a few things, and it's just more small and compact.
I'm trying to think if I have any other crazy photography story. No, the one thing that bothers me though is I fucking hate selling cameras selling a camera on Facebook Marketplace. I've
never had a problem, dude, with lenses or cameras. It's
always. But I hate selling, dude. For me. Selling fucking sucks because you just get all these people that messaging you, trying to fucking lowball the shit out of you, or fucking pissed off that you set it at the price. Like, like, oh, why'd you set it at this price? What the fuck? It's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that poor. I mean, I've never had that many issues. I've had people lowball me, but I'll either not respond to them or I'll be like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, I've already got this lens like $100 cheaper than what it is, and it's still in great condition.
Right.
Like, if you look on eBay, you're not gonna get a better deal. Like, this is the best deal.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm not gonna fucking go lower, dummy.
Exactly.
But other than that, like, I've never had people press the issue, and I usually find a buyer like relatively soon.
To add on to the Facebook Marketplace thing, because I hate selling shit. I hate dealing with people because people ask stupid fucking questions. Catherine is trying to sell that chair behind me. This one right here.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. So we got that chair off of Amazon. I think, I don't know, we got it for like 40, maybe $20. I don't know. But there's this chick that messes Catherine Friday night. So when I was out drinking and I went to the Giants game, and then I watched the Giants game, and then we went out to the bars after. And Steph, someone messaged Catherine and was asking her where did she find that couch or that chair from, because she wants that chair, but she doesn't want it in this color, the color that Catherine's selling it for. And she was like, "What a fucking bitch! Like, look it up on your own." And so I just grabbed her phone and I put "fuck off," and then like she replied back, she's like, "That's really nasty, inappropriate, and mean." And she's like, "I'm gonna report you." And then Catherine got all pissed at me. She's like, "I have a great rating on Facebook Marketplace." Oh yeah, but fuck her, dude. So, dude, like, who
why
gives
would
a
you
shit?
do that?
Yeah, I was drunk. Oh, well, that's the simplest answer. I was drunk, but it's like, find out yourself. Don't ask me,
Toxic
hey, I don't want to,
masculinity.
hey, I don't want to buy your chair, but I want to buy your chair.
I mean,
know,
she
I
might,
don't want to buy your chair
maybe
from
she
you,
was,
but
maybe she was a nice lady. Maybe she was just really curious because, it's not that hard to give someone the name of the fucking chair you bought.
yeah, but go fuck yourself. You're gonna buy this chair, you're not gonna get no fucking chair. That's the way I look at it. It's either this chair or fucking
outlook,
nothing.
I
Okay,
think it'll get you places. You're a go getter. You're
I'm
get shitter. You're get
yeah,
shitter done.
I'm dude. I go get and I
Getter,
get
shitter,
go.
doner.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big shitter and a small tipper. All right, man. Should we close it out? Should we give it a close out? This was the fucking Bubby podcast. I gotta stop smoking weed before the show because I get too spacey and I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Nah, we did good, bro.
You think
This was
so?
chill.
I've been insecure the entire time. For everybody
Have
at
you
home.
really?
No, not really. But I just feel like I felt like a little spacey this episode. So after I'd finished off a story, I go.
I smoked a little bit before too.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the gym tonight, but I was like,
podcast with the Bubby.
Yeah, podcast with the Bubs, because I didn't know how long ago you're like, we got no time constraints. I watched the baby today, so I was like, all right, fucking, let's do this. Let's go balls to the wall.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad we did. Or what are you doing after? Oh, actually, we'll link up after. Yeah, this has been Zach and Kelly with the Bubbies Podcast. If you like what you're seeing, then show us some love, show us some support. I'm not going to tell you what to do because you're not stupid. You've been on YouTube. You know what you do with content people that you like, with people you're watching, whose videos you're watching.
Yeah,
so just do it.
Just do it. Like, comment, subscribe, and check that bell, bitch.
Yeah, follow us on our individual channels. Kelly does a lot of vlogs. He's been documenting like different events and shit. He'll be doing some cool vlogs in the future.
It's gonna be crazy, guys. It's gonna be crazy. I'm documenting my entire marriage all the way up until the divorce. So come check that out.
You can check him out. Check me out. I do some gaming videos. I don't have a whole lot up right now. I'm trying to get more stuff put up there. But I'll probably cover some different things, different topics that that we'd be discussing here. Just something different. Support us, show us some love, and have a great weekend.
Have a great week, folks, and go fuck yourselves. All right.
All right.